Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to finish my October TBR in 1 week. Today is the 20th of October. If I don't finish it in 1 week, I still have a few more days to finish it for the month, but I want to see how many books I can read from my October TBR in a week. Like I said, today is the 20th. It's a Sunday. I am about to leave to go to Silent Book Club, which is a fun thing that somebody on Facebook has organized every month, and we go to a brewery and we chit chat for half an hour, read for an hour, everybody reads their own books, and then we chit chat for another half an hour, and it's really fun. It's just like independent reading time basically, and everybody reads their own book. I'm about to go do that, but before I leave, I wanted to show you the stack of books that I have left on my October TBR. If you haven't watched my TBR video, I'll link it up in the cards. I picked a lot of long books this month, and so far I've already read 3 of them, and I've read other books that weren't on the TBR that I picked. But yeah, of the stack that I picked, we're gonna see how many of these I can get through this week. So before I show you my stack, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any videos from me. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what book you are currently reading, and without further ado, let's get into the books. All right, this is the stack that we're working with. Oh my god. I'm gonna just run through these quickly. Again, if you didn't watch my October TBR video, make sure you go watch it. That will have more information on the books. First book I have is House of Flame and Shadow, which is the 3rd Crescent City book. If you want to watch me reading the 2nd Crescent City book, that should be in the video I posted last Thursday, which was me completing series. This book I really want to get to this week because I just finished that book yesterday and I need to read this one. I have to know what happens, and this one starts like right as the last one ended, so definitely will be picking this one up this week. The book that I have that I've already started, which is probably what I'll bring to Silent Book Club today, is A Discovery of Witches. This is my book club book for the month of October, and I have book club on Thursday, so I have to finish it before Thursday. Currently on page 267. I was listening to this on Spotify last week, but I ran out of Spotify hours, but those reset today, so later today I think I have some sewing projects or cleaning projects I'll do that I'll listen to this, but I think I'll be able to get through this one pretty quickly since I can listen to the audiobook. Yeah, I'm about halfway through right now, so there's this one, and then these next books are books that I will have to start this week. The first one, which is probably the book I'll read next, this is the one that I'm most excited about, is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I'm just so excited to read this book. I'm nervous because I know it's going to be really sad, but I think I'm going to fly through it, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a 5-star, so I am really excited to get into this one. And then I have The Poppy War, which would be starting a new series, so not sure if I'm going to start this one yet, but love R.F. Kuang, so I know I'm going to love this book. And then I have Braiding Sweetgrass, which is a non-fiction, so a little bit of a change of pace, and I really want to get to this one this month because it's been on my TBR for years, but I'm worried that I just don't want to read it too fast, and I'm worried that if I try to push it in 1 week, I will not be able to absorb all of it. So I definitely intend on starting it this week, but I may not finish it this week, so I want to make sure I give it the time that it deserves. And then the last book, which was one I picked off of my like deck of cards, is The Secret Life of Bees. This one looks pretty quick. I think I have the audiobook or the ebook out on Libby, so this one may be a listen to while I'm at work this week book. I think I will enjoy it. I'm not sure. This is the one I'm most hesitant to pick up. So those are all of the books on my radar for this week. We'll see how many we can get through. I'm feeling very hopeful. We'll see if I can meet my expectations. Like I said, I'm gonna go to Silent Book Club in a little bit here and probably do a little reading there, and I will update you guys after to let you know what I read. Guys, I did an actual slick back for the first time today. Like, I used product, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Let me know what you think. Leave me your slick back tips in the comments. I gotta run to work, but I didn't talk to you guys at all yesterday because I got home and I was just focused on dinner and cleaning and going to bed. So I had a great time at my Silent Book Club. I got a delicious bowl of fries. The place that we went to has the best fries ever, and I love them so much. Anyway, it was very fun. One of my friends from book club was there, and she was also reading this book, which was fun. So I got to talk to her a little bit about it, and it's just always fun to talk to people about books, even if you don't know them. I love talking to strangers. So anyway, and then since then I went on a little walk this morning and listened to my audiobook of this book, and I'm on page 365 now. I'm on chapter 29. So this is how much I've read, this is how much I have left. So I will likely finish this today in a combination of listening to the audiobook and reading it on my lunch break. I am enjoying it. I feel like it's moving really slow, but it is kind of an interesting concept, and it's ending up being a lot more about the relationship between the witch and the vampire, which at the beginning you get the witch and she's like in the library, her name is Diana, and she's like studying, and she has this conference coming up, and all of a sudden she's like, ugh, I'm in love with Matthew, and she's forgotten about the conference. I'm like, girl, you have a conference in like a few weeks, are you gonna have anything to present? So I'm a little stressed for her there, but there's a lot of inter-magical species drama because vampires and witches aren't supposed to be together. They're just kind of getting to know each other, but it's a little bit weird, and Matthew is so old, been around for like 1500 years, and he has such archaic views on women, and I get it because he's so old, but I'm like, come on, Matthew, keep up with the times. And also, this book feels like it took place much further in the past, but it's like technically present day. Anyway, I am intrigued to see what happens in the rest of the book, and I'm excited to watch the show. I've heard the show cuts out some of the boring parts of the book. There's a lot of just extra stuff in here, but I am enjoying the audiobook. It's making it a little bit easier to read since the writing on the page is so tiny. That's where I'm at in this book. Hopefully we'll finish this one today. And then I figured I would read this one. I think I have the audiobook for this. I'll have to check, but this one is super quick and that'll be easy to get off of my TBR. So we'll see. I'm going to start it, and if it doesn't seem like something that grabs my attention, I will DNF it or take it off my TBR. But these are the books that I'm bringing with me to work today. And then next I will be starting The Nightingale or Crescent City 3. So I just wanted to finish this fantasy book before I got into Crescent City 3 because 2 fantasy books at one time is not a good idea for me. So that's the story. I gotta go to work, and I will talk to you guys later tonight. Hi guys, I am outside right now in the sun. As you can tell, I am in my happy place. This is like the spot I come to during my lunch break to read my book and sit in my hammock. As you can see, I thought I'd give you a quick little update from my phone since I don't have my camera with me. And I am about 100 pages away from finishing A Discovery of Witches. I've been listening to it this morning and just reading it here now. I don't know if I've said this yet about this book, but Diana, the main character, is kind of dumb. Like, she keeps doing these things that are just ridiculous. She's behaving like a teenager, and she's like 30 years old and has a PhD. So I'm not really sure what her deal is. I don't know, like, she's totally not thinking with her head at all, but she just found out some interesting stuff about her witch powers. Yeah, there are just some decisions that she's made that I really, really disagree with and I think are kind of ridiculous. That's where I'm at right now. I'm hoping to finish this before the end of the workday, so I will probably talk to you guys later tonight with my like full review of the book. But I just wanted to pop in here and say that my opinion on her in that respect has not changed. For someone with so much education, I don't understand why she is doing these things that she's doing. But anyway, it is a lovely, beautiful, like unusually warm fall day here at the end of October, so just taking the days as they come and coming outside when I can. So I will talk to you guys after work. Hi friends, I wanted to give you guys a quick update before I go to bed because I'm about 50 pages from the end of this book. I feel like this will have no conclusion. They spent a lot of time doing nothing, and then they finally have like decided what they're gonna do, but there are only 50 pages left, and I feel like that opens up like a whole book's worth of plot lines that could happen with their plan. And so I'm a little bit, I just feel like this book is just gonna end either on a cliffhanger or it's just gonna like end and then I'll have to read the next book to find out what happens. But I don't know, like I'm really enjoying the vibes of this book. It's very like atmospheric and fall and witchy. Other than that, it's not a lot is really happening. Like, but again, there are only 50 pages left, so I don't know. Maybe it will be like crazy whiplash last 50 pages, but based on the vibe of the rest of this book, I don't think that's gonna happen in the end. But I'm definitely gonna fall asleep before I finish, so I will probably wake up and finish this in the morning before work so that I can cross one book off my list. I want something to happen. Like, I'm invested in the characters mostly. Where's the plot? Like, in 580 pages you couldn't write like some exciting plot? I don't know, maybe I'm missing it, but I'm a little bored. That's the update for tonight. I will talk to you guys in the morning. Hi friends, I have literally 10 pages left in my book, and it seems like things are gonna end on a cliffhanger. Like they've been building up to this thing that they've planned to do, and they can't do that in 10 pages. And they just like did trick-or-treating for 10 pages. So this whole book feels like it's been kind of like a setup for the rest of the series. Usually you read a series and the first book, there's its own plot, and then the next book kind of builds on that, and that kind of has its own plot and conflict. This one like has had a conflict, but it won't be really resolved until the next book, or it will have to be carried into the next book. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna just finish it, and then I think I'm gonna read The Secret Life of Bees today because it's pretty quick. Anyway, I will talk to you guys when I'm done to give you like my full thoughts on this book, but just wanted to give you that quick update before I sit here and finish the last 10 pages, so I don't really think anything's gonna happen. Okay, that's all for now. Hi friends, I'm on my lunch break. I am in the same exact spot that I was yesterday because it's another beautiful 70-degree day in late October, which is too rare for me to not take advantage of. I am reading The Secret Life of Bees. I'm on page 64. I was listening to it a little bit this morning and have just been reading it now. It's less than 300 pages, so this might be wishful thinking, but hoping to finish this today. We'll see how the rest of my day goes. It's about a girl named Lily. It's set in 1964, and basically she is out with her family's maid, pretty much. She's a very maternal figure to Lily because Lily's mom died when she was like 4, and they get arrested. Her maid gets arrested pretty much, and then she goes and breaks her maid out of jail, and now they're escaping and traveling North and South Carolina to figure out what's next. The maid, her name is Rosaline, and she is black, and at the beginning of this book, like the first chapter, they together watch on the TV the signing of the Civil Rights Act. So that's where we're set at historically, and Lily is a white girl. So there are definitely going to be some like conversations of race happening in this book, given the time and the characters and stuff. So I'm interested to see what that's all about. Yeah, they're trying to find a place they can go, and Lily broke this woman out of jail pretty much without really thinking about all the implications of it. Not sure how it will end for them, but I really like Lily. She's like 14 years old. She's very spunky, and I love the way this book is written. Like I've been like underlining some quotes and stuff, and just like the writing about nature and life and stuff. Like I really resonate with books that have really good quality writing like that. Like I just love books where you can tell they're doing show, not tell. One of my biggest pet peeves of writing is when everything is very much like they did this and she was asleep and you know, all that stuff. So love a lot of show don't tell, so I think this book is doing a great job at that. So I'm really enjoying it. I went into it totally blind. I had no idea what it was about. I just knew that it's a book that's like critically acclaimed and lots of people loved it, so I figured I would enjoy it as well. That's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna read for a little bit longer before I have to go back to work, and I will talk to you guys later tonight. Hi friends, I wanted to pop on here and give you a little update now that I'm home and can talk to you about A Discovery of Witches. I finished this morning. My main review is that it is all vibes, no plot. The goal that I thought that they were working towards in this book, which was a little unclear, but just like what I inferred from reading 600 pages almost of this, they just get to the solution of it in the last 5 pages, and you don't even really see the outcome of it. So as you heard me talk about earlier, I kind of predicted that this would end on a cliffhanger. It definitely did end on a cliffhanger, but it didn't feel like a cliffhanger because there was no action like throughout most of the book. That being said, the vibes, fantastic. The whole book was very atmospheric, very Halloween-y, very witchy. The whole of this book pretty much takes place in October. The writing was really good. Like, the author did a great job describing scenery and setting and all of that stuff. But like I said, the plot was pretty much missing. My other thing that I didn't like about this, which I definitely said before, is that the main character was just a little too ditzy in my opinion. And I really hate, I've seen this in romance books before, where they make a very smart, like well-educated female, like for example, a doctor. This woman has a PhD. They make them like stupid, like they know nothing else. They could not have made it this far in life and been this inquisitive academically and not had like have any idea on what's going on in the world otherwise. So those are my thoughts on this book. I ended up rating it a 4 stars because I did enjoy reading it. I did enjoy the vibes. I enjoyed the inter-character relationships, but now I have to read the next one if I want to know what happens, because nothing even happened in this book. Those are my thoughts on A Discovery of Witches. I wanted to pop on here and give you an update because I haven't talked to you since last night. I just filmed a very exciting video. Here's a little sneak peek. That should already be out if you're watching this video, so I will link it in the cards right here, but make sure you go check that one out. Very excited about this. You may see it pop up in the rest of the video, but have been reading The Secret Life of Bees today. I am on chapter 11. I have less than 100 pages left, so I'm hoping to finish this one tonight. I have some editing I have to do now, but yeah, it's been going pretty quick. I just haven't had as much time to read. I am so enjoying this, and I will definitely have to look into some more books by Sue Monk Kidd because I love her writing style. Like, I've been underlining so many things. I'm gonna go back and tab it a little bit, like color code tab it based on what I've underlined. Why this one was resonating with me so much, I think, is because she's done such an incredible job of not overdoing it. Like, I feel like a lot of books with a lot of descriptive language in them can be really flowery and fluffy, and the words are just there to like sound pretty. The words in these sentences are so intentional, and I'm loving so much how this is written. And I love the main character. I'm very connected to her and her journey. She's only 14, and so it's fun to see her character growth and what she's going through. It's like a pretty intense life experience, but she's kind of funny, and it's fun to sort of see this world through her eyes. This book isn't like super plot driven. Like, there's definitely plot. It's not just like nothing is happening, but I'm finding myself wanting to continue to pick this up because of the writing and how much I'm enjoying the writing in it. So I think that this book might be a 5 stars. We'll see how it ends, but right now probably I would give this book a 5 stars. I sat outside on my lunch break today and read a little bit, as you saw, and I tried to start The Nightingale at lunch today, but I needed to finish this book before I could get into this book because they're not about the same thing, but they are a little bit similar in that they're both historical fictions. I just really feel like I'm gonna love this so much, but I'm also a little bit nervous to start it. I also have the audiobook checked out at my library, so I want to have something I can listen to at work tomorrow a little bit. That's the update. I'll talk to you guys when I finish The Secret Life of Bees. Hi friends. If you can't tell by my voice, I am sick again. That's not what this video is about. I am home now. I went into work this morning for a little bit, and I'm working from home the rest of the day, but it is lunchtime, so that means that now is my reading time, which is fun. And although I was feeling really ambitious about finishing The Secret Life of Bees and also starting a new book last night, I had a lot more editing and stuff to do than I thought. Luckily, I have lots of time during the rest of the day to either read for the next hour, listen to my audiobook while I do some more work, and then read some later. I have no plans tonight. I had book club tonight, but I'm not gonna go because I'm sick. I don't want to get anybody else sick. I am sad about that because I was excited to talk about A Discovery of Witches, but I'll talk to them about it next time. I have about 40 pages left in this book. It should not take me that long to finish it. I have it on my Kindle, so I think I'm gonna read on my Kindle. I don't know, the only reason I don't want to read on my Kindle is because I've been doing like some underlining here, and I can underline on my Kindle, which I like have been doing it a little bit, and then also I was reading it on my phone a little bit, and then just like go back through and underline, but that's a little bit annoying. But maybe what I'll do is I'll read it on my Kindle and then I can just grab the book and underline it. But I just want to finish this book now. And I know I said I would start The Nightingale next, but I think that I have to start Crescent City 3. I don't know. I really want to read it. And I have the ebook from my library on my Kindle. I don't know. I want to read both. I don't know. I'm not making any decisions now. I'm going to finish The Secret Life of Bees, and I will talk to you when I'm done with it. Hi friends, it is much later now, as you can see by the night sky. I finished my book many hours ago, and then I went through and transferred the underlines from the ebook that I was reading into the book, so now I have my whole book underlined. I'm gonna go back through and annotate and tab them. I have, like, based on what I've underlined, probably like 3 or 4 different categories I will color code, but because I already underlined, I think that would be fun to have this tabbed, because I love the way that looks on a book. I just typically don't have the patience to do it, but it's fun to have it to look back on. And there were so many quotes in this book that just like deeply resonated with me. For that reason, I am going to be rating this book 5 stars, which is so exciting, especially because I was feeling really hesitant about this book at the beginning of the week and I almost didn't pick it up, but I loved it. Like I said, the plot wasn't super fast-paced or drama-filled, but I was so connected to the main character, Lily. The way that Soo Kid describes literally everything in this book is perfect, and she did such a good job with the characterization of Lily being like this young 14-year-old girl who has no mother and a very poor relationship with her father. She is just basically trying to find her place in the world. I don't want to spoil anything, but basically lots of things connect in very sweet ways. And if you haven't read this book, consider this a sign to add this to your TBR and read it, because it was so beautiful. If you're a person that loves really like high quality writing and really beautiful prose, I would definitely recommend this book. I'm so happy about this book. I'm done gushing about this book for now. You'll hear more about it from me in my wrap up at the end of the month. I'm so happy that this one made it onto my TBR and that I read it, and I'm gonna put it on my favorites shelf, and I'm gonna tab it, and I'm gonna tell everybody I know to read this book. Next up, I'm gonna do it. I have the ebook from my library, and I downloaded it on my Kindle, which is so exciting and also awesome because when I go to bed at night, I can read it on something that weighs hardly anything compared to this book that at least weighs a pound. I am gonna probably not have that much I can say about this book without it being spoilery, since it's the last in a series, or at least the most current one. But if you didn't watch my last video where I read House of Sky and Breath, I will link that up in the cards here, because that one was really fun and it was fun to be able to film my reaction to the end of it. No spoilers, so don't worry about that. I barely talked about anything plot-wise in that book. The way that one ended, if you've read it, you know, really sets this up to be a very interesting book, and I'm so excited to find out what happens. I have it on my Kindle. I have the audiobook. I just used my Audible credit for the month on it, and I have the physical book, so I have literally every form possible to read this. I will likely be switching between all 3. What I'm going to do right now is sit here for like maybe 20 minutes and try to read a couple chapters so that I can just like get into it. And then I'm going to switch to the audiobook because I'm going to do some sewing tonight, which I'm so excited about. I'll probably talk to you guys a little bit later on tonight, but that's the update for now. I'm very excited to get going on this book. friends. I'm on chapter 2 at 1.8 speed. This audiobook is 16 hours of listening time, so we're gonna try to knock down about an hour of that. I've got a bunch of sewing to do. I have all of this fabric that I have to sew together for something secret. But I'm gonna listen to my audiobook and do some sewing. Hi friends, it is much later now and I really have to go to bed. I probably should have gone to bed earlier, but I am so sucked into this book. I've been listening. Glad I saved my Audible credit for this because it's so nice to listen to a book like this that's so long, and then it's nice because I'll be able to like switch between formats if I want to read a little bit. But yeah, I'm really enjoying listening to it, especially since I have so many craft projects to do. As you saw, I was doing a little sewing project. I'm on chapter 16, which is on page 165. I have still got a ways to go. The audiobook is like 30 hours long, but I'm already 6 hours into it because I was listening to it on 2x, making a slow but steady dent in this book. I am enjoying it so much more than the first two. I think it helps that I finished the second book like 5 days ago. I just really like what the characters are up to right now. I won't really say anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, there's one part where if you've read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about, like what's going on with Bryce right now, that I am just loving. It's so fun to read. I'm feeling very invested in where the story goes. I don't think that Sarah J Maas has confirmed that this series is over. Like, I know this is the 3rd book. I think she has signed a deal to at least write one more, so it won't be a completed series, but I'm sure this one will end with some sort of finality. That is all I have to share tonight. I will probably read a little bit more in the morning before I go to work, especially since I'm so enjoying the audiobook. And hopefully listen to the audiobook at work tomorrow. I don't know, I honestly want to finish this on Saturday. That sounds a little bit crazy, but on 2x, I only have 12 hours left of the audiobook. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go to bed. So excited to hold this as I fall asleep instead of this. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, friends. I wanted to give you a little update before I head to work today. I'm still sick. Yay! Woke up and read on my Kindle instead of getting out of bed, which is great because usually I just go on my phone. This was one of the things that I was very excited about doing with my Kindle. So I'm now 25% of the way through the book, a little bit more than that, and I have 11 hours of the audiobook left on 2x, which isn't so bad. I'm really like feeling optimistic about finishing this book tomorrow, which is crazy to read an 800-page book in basically like 48 hours since I started it last night, but I am like flying through this. Like, I want to know what happens next. Like, this feels like a Sarah J Maas book that I know, rather than like the first 2 Crescent City books. Just I couldn't get into them for some reason, but I'm really enjoying this one. So Sarah J Maas has a wonderful way of connecting things together that you forgot about, but she did not at all. And she's just so good at it. Anyway, that's the update for now, and I will probably talk to you guys after work today. Hi friends. It is late. It's like 9:30. I am done with TV time for the night, so I'm up here by my sewing machine. I'm gonna do a little sewing and lock in and listen to my audiobook. Well, didn't have as much listening time at work today as I thought. I had like meetings and lots of stuff going on. So I still am now just about halfway through the book, a little less than halfway. And if I read half of the book in 24 hours, I think I can finish the other half tomorrow, like the rest of the day tomorrow. I don't know. I'm on chapter 44. It's been cool to like listen to the Audible audiobook and it like transfers to my Kindle. I don't really have much more to say. Some shocking things happened. I wish that I filmed my reaction to one of the scenes I was reading at lunch today. I'm interested to see what happens next. I have a prediction about one of the characters that's like kind of deemed as like a bad guy, and I just have a prediction about him. I won't say what it was. I'll let you know if my prediction comes true. Enough of me talking in circles about something I can't really even talk about, and I'm gonna sew now. Hi guys, it's Saturday now. Have been reading mostly since I woke up. Well, yeah, I woke up, read in bed for a while, and then I listened to my audiobook while I did some sewing and while I showered. And we just went out on an exciting errand. Okay, can I have the box? Elijah doesn't want to be featured on camera right now, but I was so influential that Elijah went and bought a Kindle. We went on a little Target trip this morning to get Elijah a Kindle. And now we both have Kindles, and now we're both going to sit here and read our book. So I'm on chapter 63. Remember how last night I was like, I think that I know what's going to happen to this one character and I have a prediction about it? I was totally wrong. The complete opposite thing happened and I was very wrong. So just so you know, I was not right about my prediction. But anyway, other than that, I can't say much. But I am enjoying it. I'm reading this one really fast and I have to know what happens next. So I'm going to sit here and read for a while and then I'll check in later. I think I'm going to finish this today though. That's all. I'm going to sit here and read and I will talk to you guys later. Hey guys. As you can see, it's a little bit later now. I am about 120 pages away from the end of House of Flame and Shadow. I'm gonna just finish it. I have a little bit more cutting to do for my sewing project, and I also need to eat dinner. So I think I'm gonna spend like 20 minutes working on this sewing project. I'm gonna eat dinner, and then this main task for my sewing project I just want to finish so I can be done cutting all of these squares. And then later tonight, I think when my boyfriend gets home, we're gonna watch a movie, so I want to be finished before that. I don't know, on my audiobook it says 2 hours left. I'm gonna stop talking and listen, and I'll keep you updated. Things are getting a little crazy. I feel like this book has been like all action. I feel like there have been just like a lot of things happening. Like there was something happening where I was listening to it earlier today, so maybe like a little more than halfway through the book, where I was like, whoa, this feels like an end of a book intense scene. But I guess when you have a book that's 800 pages, you kind of have to do that. So I am really enjoying this one a lot. I'm kind of nervous. There's like a lot of scary stuff that's gonna happen. Okay, bye guys. Oh boy. Oh no. I've definitely talked while reading this series about how strange it is that they're in modern day, but now that we're at a battle scene, which is like very classic fae battle, like other fantasy books that I've read where they're like fighting with their power and their special magical weapons, but then one of them is like, I tried calling everybody but they wouldn't answer their phones, probably because they're in battle. And it's so weird that they're like, they have phones that they can call each other with during battle, but they're battling in a very like old way. I don't know if that makes sense, but the modern day fantasy side of this is a little funny because especially in this book, it's just not that relevant. Like they call each other on the phone, and they've done some things with like computers and hacking into stuff, I guess. So it is a little bit relevant, but it's just funny because everything else about this book feels very like classic fae medieval like stuff. Sorry buddy, nobody's picking up your phone call. Oh my god. I knew when there was the 27,000 highlights on this line that I had to pull the camera out. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. This is so stressful. No, I don't believe it. No, there's still 30 pages left of the book. This can't be true. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. No. Oh my god. Oh. Oh boy. How can they be sexting at a time like this? Guys, keep it in your pants. guys, I tried to film me talking about House of Flame and Shadow last night, but I could not stop coughing. So I figured I would just save it till today. So I finished this book last night, as you saw, and I'm still not sure about my rating on this. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 stars, but at the end of the video, I'll wrap up these books and give you my ratings on all of them. I really enjoyed this one. I think that a lot of people were expecting this book to be something that it wasn't, so I think that a lot of people were disappointed by this book, because after I read it I went and looked online and all this stuff about it, since I didn't have to worry about spoilers anymore. And yeah, I think that played a big part in people's thoughts on this book, but I really enjoyed it. I think of the 3 Crescent City books, I enjoyed this one the most because I finally knew what was going on. I finally knew who all the characters were. I was actually finally like connected to and like I cared about the characters. Yeah, I do feel like there was a lot of action in this book, which was fun, and it was interesting the way it ended. I'm not sure what the next book will be about, because I think she does have a contract to do 1 more book, and they're all named after the houses, and there's 1 more house, the water one. Yeah, like she's done a book about all 4 houses except for the House of Many Waters, so I think that will maybe be the next book. Yeah, overall I did enjoy it, and I have never read a book this long in such short of a time span. Like I literally read this whole book in 48 hours, and the audiobook was great. I loved reading it on my Kindle, so I didn't have to hold this gigantic book up. I'm really glad I finally read it, and I'm kind of sad that I'm all done reading the Sarah J Maas books. Like it makes me kind of want to reread some of them, because they're just such fun fantasy reads. Like they're really easy to get into. She really makes you care deeply about all the characters. There's not like a ton of crazy world building, at least in her other 2 series. This one, the world building was very confusing. The first book, I was like completely had no idea what was going on. But anyway, that's my rambling review. Maybe by the time I do my wrap up, I'll have some more like concrete thoughts on this, but I did enjoy my time, so I think I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. Then last night after we watched our movie, I was wide awake, and so I started reading The Nightingale, and I got like 40 pages in last night, and I've been listening to it this morning. I'm a little over 100 pages in. It's 560 pages, so I was hoping to finish this video today, but I honestly, one of the main reasons I'm filming this video is because I want to give you guys my thoughts and get my reactions on this book as I read it, so I may continue this into tomorrow. I'm enjoying this so far. I like the main characters a lot. I think there's a fun sister relationship that's going to be healed throughout this book, and I love a book with a sister relationship, and I really love historical fiction. This is like my roots. Like I read so much historical fiction as a kid, and so I always love going back and reading historical fiction, especially because one of my favorite things about reading is just like being able to understand what somebody else's life is like, being in their shoes, and I feel like historical fiction is like the best example of that. Anyway, I am enjoying this so far. I'm hoping to at least get a good chunk of this done today and finish it tomorrow, but honestly, even like the first 30 pages made me tear up a little bit, and I have seen nothing but people being just like devastated at the ending of this book, so I want to be able to finish that in the comfort of my home tomorrow night. So that's the plan for this book. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little update on this Sunday. I'm gonna go do some filming for some other videos and then probably get back to reading this afterwards. All right, that's all for now. Hi friends, coming at you from my bathroom. I'm about to go to bed, but I wanted to give you an update on where I'm at in this book. At the end of today, I am going to extend this challenge 1 more day because I think I can finish this book tomorrow through listening to it and reading it on my lunch break and after work. That is kind of ambitious. I still have quite a bit left, but you know, a girl can dream. I'm on page 250, which is almost halfway through, probably like 45% of the way through, and I am really enjoying it. I have read one other Kristen Hanna book before, which was The Women, which I really liked. I think that any good historical fiction author is really good at developing the characters in a way that you feel like you're in their shoes, like you're experiencing their life and what they're going through in that period of time, and I think Kristen Hanna is really good at doing that. The two main characters in this book, Vienne and Isabel, they're sisters, and Vienne is still very much like, she's the older sister, she's very much the peacekeeper, she is trying to maintain things for her daughter, and Isabel, her much younger sister, comes to live with her after Paris is invaded during World War II, and Isabel is young and fiery and rebellious and wants to be doing something to help fight against the Nazis. The dichotomy of them is very interesting. It's a very classic older younger sister dynamic, but like in a very tense situation, and Vienne has to let a German soldier board in her house. It was either that or give up her house, and she chose to keep her house. Obviously it's like her family home, she wanted to stay there. I love a World War II story that shows kind of all sides of things, because obviously you hear so much of that history of like the Nazis were horrible people, and absolutely yes they were, and you can't imagine how someone could fight for Hitler, and I love reading stories that tell those perspectives, like Nazi soldiers or soldiers on the enemy side of the war. This one is telling some of the complex feelings about wartime in France, like a place that was occupied by Germany. It's very interesting. Bottom line is that I am very interested in this story, and I love the characters, and I am interested in their paths and Vienne's character growth and Isabel's character growth. The writing is really good. I wanted to annotate this book maybe because I've seen lots of people talk about how beautiful the writing is, and I definitely do think so. I'm wanting to read this quickly like a story. Like I really want to be like totally invested in the story, and I find when I annotate that I don't pay attention as much to the plot, and I'm not able to get as like wrapped up in the plot, and with a story like this I really want to be able to get wrapped up in the plot. So I am gonna read a little bit before bed, and then I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hi friends, I have very exciting news, which is that I am almost done with The Nightingale. I listened to it at work this morning and then read quite a bit at lunch and got to like the sub 100-page mark and decided that it would be not a smart idea for me to try to listen to the rest of the book at my desk at work, because I thought that I would cry at my desk, and I've been listening to it since I got home from work, and the chapter that I stopped at lunch that I started listening to after work, something sad did happen, so I'm very glad I didn't listen to that at my desk. But now I am about 50 pages away from the end, and I'm gonna sit and finish it. I almost don't want it to be over. I'm so enjoying this. I feel so connected to the main characters, and the story is very interesting. It's a very classic like World War II story. I've read a lot of Germany-based World War II stories, and this one is in France, like I said, so that has been an interesting piece of history that I'm learning about. But I just know the end of this book is like so heartbreaking from what I've seen people's reactions be, and so I'm just preparing myself to cry. Yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna sit and read this book, and I will talk to you guys when I'm done. I'm nervous. Finished the book. I have no words. 5 stars. This was fantastic. I'm so glad that I finally read it, and I'm going to be recommending this to everybody I talk to in the next month. If you haven't read this, go get it. It was really good. Read it, especially if you have a sister. That's all I'll say. I'm gonna process this, and then I'll come back to you and I will finish this video off. Oh my god. Hi friends, I wanted to come on here, give you my final thoughts on The Nightingale, and finish off this video. Like you saw, I finished this book last night, and I loved it. I adored this book. I feel like I can't accurately explain how good this book was. Just trust me and literally everybody on planet Earth when they say that you must read this book. It was so beautifully written. It did such a good job of bringing you to the life experience of the main characters, which is like so important in a historical fiction, because in my opinion that's kind of the point of reading historical fiction, is to understand what life was like for a certain person in that time period. And I think the story that this told was really important, and I love Kristen Hanna for telling these stories about women in history that we don't typically hear about. She creates these super compelling characters that you care so deeply about throughout the whole book, and it's heart-wrenching and beautiful and just so well done. If you haven't read this book yet, make sure to push it higher on your TBR or add it to your TBR if it's not there already. God, it just was so good. Yeah, I just love historical fiction. I'm so excited to read some more historical fiction. I have quite a few on my TBR. So that's The Nightingale. Now quickly to go through all the books that we read in this video. I read Discovery of Witches. This one I rated a 4 stars. I read The Secret Life of Bees. This one I rated a 5 star. I loved this book so much. I tabbed it the other day. I went through and like color coded all of my underlines, and I'm so excited to keep this book with me forever and ever and loan it out to friends and stuff. So then I read House of Flame and Shadow in record time. I enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4 stars. I think that's what we're settling on. It was fun. And now I'm all done with the Massiverse until she writes another book. And then, as I just said, I've read The Nightingale. So that means that of all of the books that I put on my October TBR, there are only 2 that I won't finish this month, which is pretty good. Usually I don't have that kind of success rate, so maybe I should be doing these every month. Let me know if you enjoyed this style of video, and leave me a comment down below something that you read in October that you loved, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.